Alrighty, I'm trying to get my go live to work on Instagram, but it just is not working. So gonna try, of course, maybe this last one that looks horrible is gonna, nope, I guess I can't post stories. I guess Instagram's broken right now. Try one more time. Nope, upload failed. I guess just no Instagram post today. Whatever. I know. Let's delete it. Discard video, delete. I'll try to... At least I posted something else that actually worked earlier. Let me see. Is Instagram down? Let me just look at down detector. Is IG down right now? Is Instagram down? User reports show no current problems with Instagram. I think you are smoking something, down detector, because there is a spike like right now and you're not really accounting for that. Why is Instagram not working today? I don't know. That is a good question. I could just try to open and close the app. Turn it on and off again. Let's see if that one worked. Maybe not. Hey Sharon, happy Tuesday to you too. Let me just switch on the stream here. Really? The stupid test shot with coconut on my chair worked. All right. So let's try this again. I guess the coconut one will work. Pull out the cartridge and blow on it. Yeah. I'd like to go back to those days. That was a simpler solution to a lot of problems. And it looks like that one went. Yep. Whatever. All right. Oh, I need to put my other ear in. How are you today? I hope you're having a good day so far. So let me show the cover so far. I'm super happy with it. I've got stuff on the counter, and yes, some of it's still transparent. I did put some white fills in some of the characters and objects so it won't look like just a mishmash of all these lines. But I did forget some other things, or just was like, not gonna bother with it. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. I didn't put in Baby Kraken. I'm kind of thinking he could go right here, but this is where potentially a barcode would go. Or he could go over here. I don't know. We'll see. When I do the final layout, I may get a little bit more on the left and right, and I may be able to squeeze Baby Kraken in there. But I'm really happy with it so far. I've got it's going to be a sunny afternoon-ish in Granny Bear's kitchen, so it'll be really warm and inviting, and I believe that I'm going to do kind of kitchen-themed cooking stuff for the inner cover pattern. So that's what I'm going to be working on now. Figure I want to get those big pieces done. Yeah, I mean, I realized I was looking through the covers, and I think EL only made it into... Did she even make it into one cover? I don't think she did. She may have made it onto the Sketch Cutes, but I'm trying to think. She wasn't on 2 or 1. And she wasn't on 4. And I don't think she made it into 6. Yeah, so she's never been featured, and neither has Tuxie. So I definitely wanted to get them in. Oh, come on. There we go. But I thought that was a cute, they're just kind of peeking into the window. So, oh my gosh, I have to actually save this. All right, let's see. What are we looking at here? 3684? Okay, 7 inner cover 11. Okay, so we got kitchen theme, cooking, Granny Bear. So let's see. I already have some cupcakes, cookies, strawberries, cinnamon rolls. I did little scenes, I think, on 6, gardening scenes. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the floof in the pot. Maybe I'll put a floof in a cookie jar. All right. So let's get some You're like, what cookies? There's cookies in here? You're joking. Maybe he's not. Yeah, that's maybe a little bit too big of a smash. I don't know whether he should be. Maybe he should have like the cookie half eaten. Maybe he ate all the cookies and he's just tired. A piping bag. I like that. Well, I'm gonna put down. Let's just do some word dump idea kind of idea list. Piping bag, ingredient bags are flour, baking utensils, well, I have that under baking utensils. A whisk, spatula, cupcakes. I could do a couple of scenes. Ooh, strawberries, yes. I do a couple of scenes where, because I did have like character scenes where they're eating stuff, where they're planting stuff on the last one. So maybe characters sharing cookies or whatever, cupcakes, whatever she's decided to. I really like this one. He's fallen asleep mid-cookie. I really like. Maybe I should make a sticker out of this. Oh, magic flower floof, yes. Definitely. I like that. There we go. Maybe he's bouncing on a big marshmallow. I should probably do like a in the middle, like maybe not have so much of a platform, but move this up a little bit. So like the, because it kind of like out. It actually wasn't a repeating pattern so much last year as it was like a full-on illustration that with just some little repeated elements on both the front and back covers. Ariana, hello, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna have to make my canvas a little bit bigger, I think, if I get all these elements drawn out. Let's go ahead and do that. Whoop, and a whoop. You guys down a little bit. I really love this fell asleep mid cookie. Maybe he's running with all the eggs or something. Or maybe he's like, got the eggs up here, I got the eggs. She's like, oh, she's like, But I do have to have Momo with a cupcake. We gotta have that. We can't not have Momo with a cupcake. Maybe the cupcake's higher up. Maybe she's kind of like up here. Hey Chris, welcome to the stream. I'm working on the interior cover. It's black and white, so that's this guy. And I stopped making it, well, there are elements that repeat, but by and large, the illustrations on the front and back are all different. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this volume. So I have a couple of little scenes that I'm working on here that are all baking, kitchen, that type of theme, since the cover is Granny Bear's kitchen. So maybe do some utensils. Let's see, we have a couple of other kind of a word dump, idea dump. We've got Magic Flower Floof. I've got him already. My favorite still is the fell asleep while eating a cookie in a cookie jar. I've got bouncing on a marshmallow. We've got cupcakes. I've got a floof running with the eggs. And then I'll probably, the repeated elements will likely be the baking utensils, maybe bowls, maybe a mixer, something along those lines. And of course, Momo has to have her cupcake. All right, so there's that. Let's see, who else? We gotta get maybe, let's see, coconut. Let's see, what can coconut be doing? Oh, I could put baby Kraken and coconut together. Long torso coconut. What will she be holding? You could have a grocery bag of items. Maybe baby Kraken is looking at a recipe card. Recipe. Follow the recipe. I haven't seen Ratatouille in a long time. Should probably watch it again. Alright, you need to be looking at the recipe because you got to be interacting with the other character that's in your set. So we are going to move you over and we are going to tip your head down. So it looks like you're actually... Alright, so we've got that. I've got Momo with a cupcake. I've got eggs. I've got lots of floofs. I probably should do some random floofs, but let me count how many I had on the last cover. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I do about 8? 1, 2, 3, 4-ish, 4-ish. Did I do the floof pot twice? No. So actually about 5. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 floof pot. So I need to draw a few more, but a few more just random small floofs maybe. And then the mixture of support items. So this may be covering 1/2. We could do a few more. All right, so we need Pudge. Let's have him mixing. Let's have a big bowl here. And I think maybe Boop is trying to save the eggs, although the eggs are about as big as she is, so probably limited success there, but I guess at least he's trying. All right, so we've got that, we've got the cupcake, we've got Cocoa Baby Kraken. That's a big one. I'm gonna probably have that as a... We need some small ones. Oh, I need the floof with the baking mix. Got the mix again. I can't forget Mix Floof. That was back in another volume. Got the mix. Got the mix. Let's see, what else do we got here? Two small floofs with a sugar bag. All right, how are we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4. What? Sorry, I'll go from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe at least 3 to 4 more. Maybe smaller things. Maybe this floof will be holding the spoon, mixing the spoon. Kind of just a little bit turned so you can see it's a spoon. This is a small floof. Either a small floof or a big spoon. Always the question. Let's see, what else? Floof sleeping in the mixing bowl. I'll have to do an angle where you actually see that. So something like this. Do maybe some piles of various ingredients here, like maybe some broken eggshells. All right, let's get moving on these guys. I think that'll be enough to start at least. And then I can fill in once I have this all arranged on the actual cover file to make sure I've got enough room and just kind of see what I need. And I need to save because I don't think I saved since I actually opened the file, which is a problem. All right. Let's see, where do I want to start? I guess I'll start over here. I really want to start with him. Let's start with this guy. A little bit bigger on my point size, maybe. I'm gonna have to, he's holding the cookie in front of him because he's like falling asleep mid-cookie. So I think his paws need to be more up like that. And maybe there's more room in this cookie jar. Just a smidge. And that little end piece needs to Maybe I'll just pick up my little dot from the sketch because it's kind of the perfect fell asleep with crumbs on my cheeks expression. Oops. How did I manage? I guess there we go. There's my... Alright. You just a smidge this way. Maybe I should have the back... Maybe I should have it go like this. Yeah. I think that's correct. Let's just fix these guys a little bit here. The last cookies I baked were oatmeal raisin. And it was from a recipe actually on the canister that comes from HEB. It's toasted oatmeal raisin, oatmeal raisin cookies, and they want you to use golden raisins instead of regular. And where is it really? Or do I just use golden raisins? I think I just no. I think I'll have to run and get the recipe. I want to double check, but so good. And it takes half a cup of maple syrup, which is super nice. I haven't baked cookies in a very long time. Oh, make some time for it if it's something you enjoy. I always forget how much I enjoy making them. And then I'm just kind of sitting in the kitchen making them, and I'm just like, this is fun. Maybe it's because it's a another one of those things where it's a finite, you know, you start, you're done, you have the result, and it either tastes good or tastes horrible. Look that up and I'll post it, because it's really my favorite oatmeal raisin cookie recipe. I use the dark brown sugar too, with more molasses. And let's see, I also go a little bit, not a little bit, I always go really generous on vanilla. And Trader Joe's has a really, really good vanilla. They do it a couple times a year. It's not, at least it's not that I've seen that it's a permanent item, but it's kind of, there are a couple of seasons where they bring it out. They have this bourbon vanilla, and it's in a tall bottle, and they have the vanilla bean seeds in there too. And then the other one that they have all the time, they have the paste now, which is really good all the time. That used to only be Christmas. And then they have the, I want to say it's Madagascar bourbon vanilla. But that one's good too. It's in a shorter, almost like a medicine bottle. Super duper good. And it's not, I mean, I would get the big bottle from Costco sometimes, but it takes me forever to get through it. So I'm like, it just, I don't know. I like the smaller bottles that you can, you know, go through and kind of refresh as you need. I like this blue. Alright, let's do magic flour next. Let me see if I can find that recipe though. You guys might like it. HEB toasted oat. Yeah. Brown sugar oatmeal cookies, maybe? Let's look. This is from the HEB website. That looks like them. Let's see. Test. 3 cups. 3 cups? 1.5 baking powder. 1 and 3. This is not. Yeah, this is not the right one. Toasted oatmeal cookie recipe. No, that one mixes brown and white. AI, what are you doing? Raisins. Where's the maple syrup? Toasted oatmeal cookies. Nope. Toasted oats cookies. Oh God, don't take me to... Please don't take me to Facebook. This doesn't have nuts. Good thing I took a picture. Did I take a picture of it? I just need to go to HEB and take a picture of it. Okay, let's go to my recipes collection. Where's my recipes folder? Recipes. I know I took a picture of it at one point. Well, at any rate, I'll find it and I'll bring it to stream next time. I think I still have, no, I still have the damn thing here. But it takes, let's see, it's, this AI thing is not right. Because this has you adding coconut? What? The other one doesn't, yeah. No. I've really thought that would be easy to bring up. Because even the HEB site has the wrong recipe. 1.5 sticks? No, it's 2 sticks. AI doesn't know what it's talking about. What the heck are you even drawing from? Interesting. Well, at any rate, it's a 1/2 cup of, I haven't made them so many times that I hallucinating again. Saw that in the cinema when I was young. What were you talking about? Oh, Ratatouille? Don't like when links send me to Facebook. It's so, oh, I know. It's just. All right, there we go. All right, let's. Oops. But yeah, my chocolate chip cookie recipe, that one I've done so many times, I have that one memorized. But I use the dark chocolate chips for it. And, or, well, technically whatever I have in the fridge. I also like to throw in white chocolate chips. I double the vanilla and I use the coarse Mediterranean sea salt because it doesn't fully dissolve in the batter, so you get like these little pops of salt as you're eating the cookie, and then that combined with the chocolate's really nice. So that's not much of a secret, but that's what makes mine so good. I think his ear's a little bit big. Make his paws a little small. gonna be interesting how because flower poofing, I probably just have to do it with the lines and maybe a little bit of shading, because technically I just have I mean, I didn't use any shading on this though. I just shaded with ink, kind of, yeah. So creating these puffs of clouds is going to be interesting. The flower is going to be, it's got to have that kind of crinkly bit. Not that crinkly. Hey Dee, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day today so far. Live streams are where it's at these days, indeed. Oh, I kind of like the shape of that mouth though, so let's see if we can salvage it. Eh, might need to redraw you. You seem kind of wobbly. Oops. That's better. Oh, really? Hardly any points on that one. Okay. Or rather, extra redundant acre points is what I should say. If I make the flower smaller, I can get it closer to the center of the bag, even though this floof's kind of blocking where it would be. I don't like this one, but I just need to, I think what I'll do is I'm going to bring this down in opacity and try to get about the same shape, but without a closed line passover. Thanks for the wishes. Seeing people draw in their unique creative process and escape from the yeah. I think it's fun to see how things come together. Oops. Gotta remember, I only have ink color to deal with here, so I was going through all of those. But necessarily, do I really? Because halftones are technically still printing with black ink. I'll leave this one here. I may go ahead and erase everything behind there, depending on how I want to do it. I'm not sure yet. But we're moving on to the next. Oops. Oops. So just to show the whole board here, I'm making all of these little illustrations. If you've just joined, the inner cover on my books are printable, but it's just black and white, so one color. I'm pretty sure I could get away with halftones and, you know, like 50% black, but all of them are just kind of like ink drawing. So if I do that on this one, it won't match with the others. So I think I'll probably just keep it black and white and no shading. But definitely some of these I'll take out, like Floof that fell asleep in the cookie jar. I want to make a sticker of him, so I'll probably do multiple versions of this one with and without shading, or with more robust kind of ink effects and ink shading. All right, now we're gonna do the marshmallow bouncy floof. I feel like his ears are too pointed, but it could be that, you know, he's just bounced up and he's bouncing back down, so the, you know, the pull, the force of him coming back down, but this wouldn't be, it would be in the up position if he's already on the way back down, so I don't know. Probably paying it too much, thinking too much about it. I need to tip him back a little bit more, because I want his footers to be up. Quarter's too big? I don't want the thin. Like that. Smaller. My point size. Looking at it in different sizes and angles sometimes helps me figure out what's weird. And then I have up here, I've got my OBS window open, which gives me a different, it was March 22nd was when, I think it was March 22nd. No. Wait. That was when my flight out was. I landed on the 18th. I think that was it. Yeah, 18th. Oh. I thought you did. Or maybe you just labeled the folders but not. Okay, I got what you're saying. So this marshmallow is going to be very springy. Kind of like that. And then I just need to, my nose is running. Not let my nose run everywhere. That's what I need to do. Nope. 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 Ah. I'm going to do a smaller marshmallow here, just so you know it's a marshmallow. I'm not really certain it looks all that convincing. It is right now. Marshmallows don't have sharp edges. Seems like the ones in the grocery store just getting bigger and bigger. I mean, the biggest marshmallow I remember I could find was kind of, you know, like about that. You know, the big roaster marshmallow is kind of the standard, but now you've got ones like this, and I swear I've seen ones that were even bigger. Or even bigger. Like there would be perhaps 4 in a bag. No, I'm not sure what you do with those mega marshmallows. Rid of that mouth. There we go. That one's done. Let's move this out over here. Save. Oops. I definitely need to kind of do a maybe a little. No, that's not right. It's kind of like a sweep of magic flower down here, maybe. I don't know. Looks like how I draw clouds in the sky sometimes. Let me actually drop that into the group so I don't accidentally pick it up and lose it. All right, let's go. Let's do this one next. And hit save. And we need a little bit of a larger point size for this. For some reason I've got a bump on that one. Your non-roundish eyes. The extra bonus anchor points that Illustrator loves to give me these days. A bit stretches on my wrist. This one cracking and popping. That up? No, move that over. She needs to be looking over here. I need to tip her and maybe actually move her. So the sum of what I did was nothing because I moved everything over. So what was the point here? Wow, that's a great picture of the moon. I can never get my camera to do that. I try. It's like, yeah, no. Not today. We might give you something that will augment with images from elsewhere. Ooh, okay, that's a nice bowl. All right, nice bowl. All right, let's make this bowl work because I like that bowl shape. And I did that all in one swoop. So let's try to not mess it up. I want to make her mouth a little small, and I feel like her body is a little wonky. So I want to redraw this. It needs to be a little more smooth, I think. That's better. Well, let's give GB a little bit more booty. Here. All right, now I need to redraw the legs. I want it tipped a little bit because she's going to be maybe holding it out. Gotta figure out how she's... Yeah, that's okay, but I need a little bit... There, that's the hold on the other side. quite sure on the face. Yeah, it could be something like that. She'd be like, oh dear. Can't forget the cape on the other side. Need to get the gesture of his body right here, because he's running with these eggs. So do I have it like that, like this, or do I have it kind of like to give him a little booty? That's a little bit, that's a lot of floof. But I kind of want the leg like that, and the other footer like that. Whoops. Boop right here, like she's trying to save the eggs. The right cup. I think that'll do, but let's clean it up a bit. Do my trick here. I'm gonna really select the inner line and use this to just move it out. Ashwin, hello, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a lovely day today. There we go. size is still pretty big for this. I should tip. Oops, not pick it up, but I just need to tip it. Down, because she's looking at the, maybe I need to move her down. There we go. I feel like in my just, yeah, very much so. Whoops. Very much so. I think I've been using this music for years now, ever since, I update it every now and then, but ever since the, let's see. Well, it really started on Twitch, because I used to play, you know, like put together song lists and stuff. But then they did the whole, you know, DCMA or whatever it is, takedowns of anyone playing music without permission. So. I feel like this, well, actually, I don't know. I feel like her wings are a little bit big. But then again, it's just closing back over her body, and her body's right here. So maybe I just need to draw some of her, because she's, I actually haven't ever drawn Lady Boop swooping down like this, kind of from an upper position. So her body is going to be a little different, I think. And so is this little wing action. So maybe I'll move this out. And let's see, maybe her body's going to show like this a little bit. And instead of like that, it'd be in. Or maybe it would be more foreshortened. Hey Ziha, welcome to the stream. Ah, there we go. I think I got the shape now. Now let's just scooch it over just a little bit, maybe round it. There we go. Bring it down. I think that's better, because that, I'm trying to think of her and turn her around three-dimensionally, but still draw her two-dimensionally, so it can get a little difficult sometimes. And so her wings may only be doing that. Actually, her wing may not be showing there. It may just be up here. And then I can probably do something like that. Show her fluttering underwings. All right, now all of this, except for that little part there, is not going to be seen because her wings are in the way. So I can erase that. I'll leave most of that. I want to have like a wing. My brain is kind of stuck because I draw her in a different way. And I always have the wings here and here, but this angle is different, so. Maybe I should just do it that way. Ashwin, no, I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Usually around this time. And my time right now is 1:48 Central Time, PM. On Tuesdays, I do stuff like this, which is kind of a little bit of a potluck, whatever I need to work on. And Thursdays, I always do comics. So this actually is part of the interior cover for Volume 7 that I'm going to be publishing this summer. And then on Thursdays, I draw these guys, which are the interior of my comic collections. And all of Volume 7, the actual comics and stuff are done. I just need to assemble them into a print file and then print that off. I'm going to see how this looks. I've never done it this way before, but we'll see. See if we can just think it through. And it may look weird, but that's okay. That's what the undo button is for. I think that would work because we're seeing her at a different angle, so I would see some of her little winglet over there. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Ashwin. Oops. Let me zoom back. I'm trying to figure out one of my characters. She's actually, is she? Let me just group her and see. She's about the right size. So what I do is when I have certain characters that always appear together, and so I like to keep the sizing consistent throughout all these, different comics and of course angles and stuff that they're pictured in. And one of those cases is Granny Bear, and her best friend is the ladybug, Miss Boop. And how I keep their sizing consistent is Miss Boop is always able to fit between her ears and sit on her head. And so I can't, unless perspective and where the characters are positioned calls for it, I don't draw her really any bigger or smaller than that because I want to have them always consistent. In this case, she's trying to save some eggs that my floof is running with. He's very excited to be baking. And let's save. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. So what I've done here, again, for the book, inside the cover is a black and white kind of ink. Sometimes a repeat pattern, but the last few years I've done just individual drawings on the front and back interior covers, and so that's what I'm making right here. I do have some repeat elements, but for the large part it's a lot of different little character illustrations, and that's what I've sketched out here. I've got these few that I'm almost done with line art on. I've got a floof bouncing on a marshmallow. One fell asleep in the cookie jar. These guys are dancing around in the flour. This one fell asleep in the mixing bowl. And then I have this one helping. He's helping, he really is. I need to add a little bit more detail to Granny Bear. Nova, hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much. Oh, also, I don't think I mentioned, but I am drawing in Adobe Illustrator. So all of these are vectors, which means I can enjoy infinite scalability if I need to. I don't want her eyes to be like, oh God. Oops, I didn't mean to erase your eye. There we go. All right, let's fix this up. Oh, I'm glad you like her. What am I drawing right now? I'm just drawing some character sketches that are going into the interior cover of my next comic compilation. Grab a couple of these. So these are some of the other ones that I've done. This is volume 5, 2, and 1. And then over here I've got 6. And on the interior of each of these, let me show 5 since I've already shown the other one. On this one's more of a repeated pattern. I've got the characters reading, I've got some leaves, but it's generally a kind of a reading themed one. This one is more of a repeat pattern that repeats on the back. The others, like in the first volume, I think it was just sweets, cookies, ice cream. What did I do for 4? What did I do for 4? Oh, dancing. So I did dancing. You can't really see it. I did dancing on that one. So that's what I'm working on. I've got the front cover line art done, which is right here. So this will be the front cover. It's Granny Bear's kitchen, and all of the characters are gathered around to enjoy the sweets. You're drawing your own superhero comic? Nice! Of course! Oh, everything is cute. Yeah, that's the idea. It's called the Book of Cute, so I kind of have to stay on brand for that. I've got to update the blurb a little bit, but for the most part, this is how the line art's going to be. I may. This is a rough measurement on the front and back cover because it's 6. Measurement is, I always forget. Is it 6? I think it's 6 by 8.5. 6 by 8.25, actually. So this is roughly what the cover is. I'll put it on an actual cover file layout with the right spine measurements, and I'll make adjustments from there. Let me actually show you guys. So in here I've got all of these guys are in their own groups, so I can kind of move them around and adjust them as needed. That's why I'm not going to start coloring it yet, because I want to make sure that I have everything in place, because once I start adding color it gets a little bit harder to adjust things. But like for my toilet paper character, his name is Happy Paper, I've got him complete here because I could move him around a lot and I don't want to have missing legs or parts. So I have most of these guys are in their own groups, and I can just adjust as needed. I even put the countertop in its own group. Those guys are in their group. This one's in a group. So is Pudge. And there's a ladybug, Miss Boop right there. And I've got these guys. I put these guys in the background because I have it on a different line art color to put a little bit of atmosphere and distance in it. And also to push them back, because I feel if all of the line art is on the same level, it, you know, it kind of can get a little cluttered. But that's the front. And I'm gonna hit, no, I'm not gonna hit save because I don't know what I did. You have an Instagram that we can follow? Yes, it is, let me just grab the link. I am at Happy Paper on Instagram. And let me post it here in chat. There you go. And I do, new comics are every week. Right now I'm just doing Fridays. I want to get back up to my previous schedule that was Tuesday and Friday. Just kind of working back up to that. But so new comics right now every Friday, but weekly as always. And I do post, I do reposts as well during the week. So you'll get Monday through Friday comics and then additional drawings as I do them in sketches. And you'll also see she's not on stream today. She was very happily sunning, so I did not encourage her to leave. But usually I have my clickbait coconut is with us on her heating pad over there. I put the little floof there instead. Thank you so much, Ashwin. I appreciate that. I feel like her head's a little big. There we go. I think I have that actually right on her wing, so I'm going to go ahead and go into her group and erase the rough guide wings. And I'll come back through. Let's see, I don't need this anymore. What is this? What was that? Don't know what that was, but it's not there anymore. Let's do a little speed line. Sometimes I forget how small these drawings are going to be. Go ahead and just, there we go. All right, back on that group. It's got the eggs. Very happy food. He's excited to bake. Okay. All right, let's do Momo with her cupcake. Let's hit save, first of all. You're doing on the tablet? Oh, yes. I do. I've got a Cintiq 24 Pro. I think it's a 24, 22. I've had it since 2019, 2020. I got my very first tablet in 2016, and it was a Cintiq 13 HD. It did not have the touch features, and I was very grateful. I didn't get touch features on this one either because I feel like it just messes me up. And because I have it on my iPad, and when I'm using Procreate, sometimes it just goes all over the place, even if I'm wearing my little hand thing here. But yeah, I used to do, before that, I would draw digitally with just a mouse and keyboard. And then I would actually start out a lot of the drawings traditionally in a sketchbook. I would scan that page, bring it into Illustrator, and then work with the pen tool over here, as well as the basic shape builders. So that's how I started out doing vectors. And then I got a tablet, and that brought me closer to, it kind of was the best of both worlds, because I am really pretty fast in traditional drawing, but there was just, I couldn't, for a non-screen tablet, I couldn't make the jump. I couldn't look up here and draw down here. I have to be looking at what I'm drawing. So that accelerated the speed and really kind of supercharged my desire to practice drawing as well. So that I started drawing daily in late 2015 and did it for 10 years straight, didn't miss a day, and that really helped with the speed and learning and all sorts of good stuff. But I still love traditional drawing, and speaking of that, I've got to do some paintings for Comic-Con, and I have a couple of really fun ideas that I'm going to do in ink. Yeah, no, I've been doing this for a while. I've got well, coming on 7 volumes of comics. I've got plushies. This is Momo. That's the Floof plushie. I also have Pudge, and I have Evil Landlord, Happy Paper, and you can find all of those on my shop, which is right down here, becute.com. And I also sell stickers, I sell apparel. I used to go quite a bit to pop culture and anime shows. Really, I do about 15 some a year, but that was like in the early 2000s through 2010. Around 2012, 13, I started cutting back because they just weren't doing really all that well anymore. And so I only do Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con in the summer, and the occasional market. This year I am going to the licensing show in Vegas next month, so that's going to be different, very different, but I'm excited. So hopefully I can get, right now I have a few pins, enamel pins and a keychain in box lunch, and I'm hoping to get some more merchandise deals like that so I can get the characters and their plushies into more stores. I'm glad you like it, Ashlyn. I draw my comic in a sketchbook, and I post a cover art for my comic with short music. Oh, nice! Very cool. Congratulations on your first comic. What kind of story is it? Is it like it's like you're looking maybe a graphic novel, or are these maybe more serialized one-shot comics, or what are you putting together? Okay, I need to draw her actual paws holding a cupcake. So let's draw the cupcake. About my original character, Nova, she gets hit by lightning and she gets her superpowers. Also, Wonder Woman helps her train. Oh, that's very cool. Oh, thank you, Ashwin. That'll be Thursday. I got a good amount of writing done. I got several ideas, actually. Still haven't found that sheet or page or whatever of ideas that I know I wrote somewhere. And it's unusual because I can't picture where it is. I just know I wrote it. I don't know if it was digital or if it was in a notebook. I've checked the places I would put both of those cases and there's nothing there. So I know I'm not dreaming. I did do it. But I've just started writing more other comics. I'm not going to rely and be able to find that page. Maybe one day I'll find it and I'll have a surprise and an easy comic week. That would be nice. I've read some superhero comics. It's been a while. I read mostly manga, quite a bit of manga. Let me see. What are the? I have a couple of graphic novels, but more like contemporary ones, kind of. Back here. They're less superhero-y. I grew up reading Calvin and Hobbes and Garfield, Marmaduke, Family Circus, all of those good ones. Kind of the serialized and newspaper ones. Snoopy. And then in was it junior high or high school? I don't even remember why I picked it up, but I picked up the first volume of Ranma 1/2, and it is the clearest memory of me just sitting on the couch reading, and I just could not stop laughing. It was so funny. And I must have been because I could drive. I went out to Vaughn's Books, to their comic section, and I bought like 2 more volumes. And that kind of got me hooked on reading manga. And so that's what I mostly, but kind of some classic serial comics I grew up watching and reading. Watching the Snoopy specials and that good stuff. Let's make this cupcake a little bigger. Because why not? Do I want to make that or do I want to make it modest icing? I kind of want somewhere in between. DC Comics mostly online, but also got new Wonder Woman comics since she's one of my favorite. Oh, very cool. Come on. Yeah, that's not quite what I want there. Let's just make... If I remember right, I had a friend in high school and she was really into, she would read, I didn't borrow those, I read some Spawn. I was fascinated with, what's his name? Todd McFarlane? His art style for a while. So I read some Spawn, but I do not remember it at all. She liked Fable, but I didn't read much of that one either. I'm trying to think what other ones. I know there were a few that I read in like serials. One of my college professors had us use, actually I still have it, really, really good how to draw instructional book. Let me just grab it real quick. I've kept a hold of it for years. It's, where are you? Here we go. It's called How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. So we had like a whole, I wouldn't call it a chapter, but it was like a section of the class. And first of all, we had these giant sketchbooks that we had to complete. And it wasn't anything like those 600-page or whatever huge volumes, but it was, you know, like a regular standard size sketchbook, and you had to do a bunch of different things. In one of the sections, we explored perspective, and that one's, I think, later in the book here. Where's the perspective section? I think, yeah, dynamic angles, composition, it's figures, foreshortening, all that good stuff. Ah, here we go. Yeah, dynamic perspective, 3-point perspective, all that good stuff. We had several pages that we were doing. If you can get a hold of one of these, like at your local library or on eBay or Amazon, this is a good one to have. It's kind of a classic. But yeah, that was really fun. I don't think it counts because I didn't read the comics, but I did watch Batman the Animated Series pretty loyally. That was one of my after-school cartoons that I would always, always watch. That reminds me, there's an art book. I want to say Mondo published it before did they go out of business? Something happened with Mondo. But they had this really awesome art book of all of the title cards from the Batman the Animated Series openings. And I found it on Amazon once, but I didn't buy it, and I kind of been kicking myself because that was, I think before they published it, a fan did kind of a personal fan art book where they took screen grabs on the highest resolution they could get from the DVDs on their computer and then put it all together. I think someone actually made an official one. That was some good after-school TV. That was, let's see, DuckTales, Tailspin. What else was there? Batman, Darkwing Duck. I would get home from school and just maybe sometimes see DuckTales, but then it would go to, oh, there was Gummy Bears. Gummy Bears, what else? Darkwing Duck, Tailspin. I think I'm missing one. DuckTales is my jam. Yes. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Yes. Yes. So good. Animaniacs, that was another one. Tiny Toon Adventures, that was another one. That's some good after school TV. Muppet Babies, yes, gosh. That was, I think Muppet Babies was more Saturday morning. What was on Saturday morning? That's going way, way back. That was like Smurfs, Saved by the Bell. What else was Saturday? Oh gosh, the X-Men I think was Saturday morning. No, X-Men was after school too. What was it? What else was I just watched Smurfs on Saturday morning? I think I watched more than Smurfs. That was when I was really little. Sonic the Hedgehog, yes. Snorks, oh my gosh. Oh yes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, yes. Heroes in a Half Shell. Alright, I'm gonna do mix floof and then I'll call the stream there. Oops, what happened to my... There we go. Accidentally threw my canvas off into the ether. Oh, take care, Nova. Good luck on your comic. Popples. I remember Popples. I had a Popple. I sure will, Nova. I gotta close this up here. Got the mix. All right, I think that'll be it for me today. I'm gonna go ahead and switch my, oh wait, let me zoom out and show you all the ones I worked on. So I've got these guys that are mostly finished on the line out. I'll probably definitely do some tweaks on this one. I need to, since I only have one color, I gotta kind of work on some shadows there. Same thing here, I've got to make this a little bit more, especially the outline on the marshmallow. I like these guys. Maybe I add a few more details, and then I'll finish up these guys. Maybe make a couple more details here as well. But Demix Floof, he's done. And I've got Sugar Floof, Spoon Floof, I've got Pudge and Coconut and the Baby Kraken to work on next. And that'll be, and then once I have all of those guys put together and kind of arranged in the cover file, I'll go in and I'll do my little extras, which will mostly be just cooking utensils and ingredients, flour, butter, sugar, kind of those things just to fill in the spaces. So that'll be, that's kind of cooking along really nice. And then the next step will be coloring this one, which is the front. And then once that's all done, I'll be arranging the book file itself in InDesign, and I'll do a couple of streams on that. I actually have, if you scroll down far enough, you can find volume 6. I think I did that on stream last summer. So you can find that there if you want to see how that went. But I do that in InDesign. This is going to be, brand new install of InDesign. I've not really ever used it, so we'll see how that's going to go. Hopefully easier. I had to do some really tricky gymnastics in my older version of InDesign, to select all of a same font and recolor it. There were like 3 or 4 steps to do it, and it was a headache, but I managed to do it. So hopefully, if I remember correctly, a couple years back they actually integrated a select all that you could choose, you know, kind of like how you do in here with selections, same appearance, fill and stroke, fill color, all of that good stuff. You can kind of select the same font family and then change it all. You can do that in Illustrator. Couldn't really do that as easily in the older versions of InDesign, which is bizarre, but or at least the font color. But anyway, have a great rest of your day. You too, Sharon. Thank you so much for joining today, everyone. Let me go ahead and go to my ending screen. There we go. I shall be back on Thursday, and we'll be making an actual comic that day. So thank you all so much for joining me today. Dee, Sharon, Nova, I know you've bounced out. Ariana, let's see, I've got who else here? Chris, Ashwin, all of my lurkers. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you next time.